Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel, and this is your tip of the week. Many of you have been telling me that you've never put a zipper in, you're afraid to even try it, you have no clue as to how to get started. So I'm just going to go over a few of the steps involved in putting a zipper in a really little pouch like this. So all you're going to need is get some scrap fabric. If you don't have scrap fabric, buy a fat quarter. You don't need a lot. And just buy the cheapest, inexpensive zipper you can find. I usually get my zippers at Walmart because they're relatively inexpensive. I do know that not all Walmarts will have sewing and craft ideas. So I recommend you just get a 7-inch long zipper. Let's take a look at the zipper itself. When you buy a zipper that's marked 7 inches, 9 inches, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, they'll be all different lengths. They're talking about from where this metal bracket is right here down to the end of the zipper pull here. So this is the 7-inch space. All this other stuff hanging out, the zipper tape, is not included in the length that's marked on the package. So make sure you understand that. So I'm cutting fabric because I'm going to be cutting some of this zipper off later on. You can cut your fabric any width you want, okay? So don't worry about it, but I'm cutting it about 6.5 inches. So here is my fabric that I want to be on the inside. It's called the lining. And the pretty side is facing up. So you have the not so pretty side down, pretty side up. Place the zipper to where the zipper pull and the zipper teeth are up. Line it up against the edge here, right there. So line those two up. Now here's the fabric for the outside. I'm going to place it pretty side down, and I'm also going to line it up along here. Now you can either place some pins in there, or I often like to use clips. It's just easier for me, clips along there. So either one that you want to do. Then you want to get out your presser foot that's for putting on zippers. And here's some of mine. They all go to different machines. So as you can see, they're all going to look different. Most of your machines are probably going to look like this one or this one, similar to it. This one here has two sides to it. This one just has one side, but you can move the needle either way. So when you have your zipper presser foot on, I'm going to place it right there. I'm placing it along the outer edge of the fabric. You want to move your needle over towards the zipper teeth and then slowly lowering it down to make sure you have it over far enough so that you're not going to slam your needle in this metal piece in the middle and break it. So move it all the way over towards the zipper teeth, and then starting at one end or the other, either end, just stitch along there, going all the way down. And make sure you backstitch at each end. So once you've done this, and by the way, I also recommend you use a little bit longer stitch just for in case you've made a big oops and you want to rip it out and start all over again, especially if you're a beginner. So maybe lengthen your stitches a little bit so that it's easier to pull those stitches out. And then when you get more confident, you can keep it a regular length. So after you've got one side stitched on, now open your fabric up. So now you can see your zipper tape right here. So now you're going to just pull it over and line it up on this edge of the fabric right here. Line it up. Let me get it over there a little. Then take this other side and place it and line it up just like you did before. Then pin it or clip it and then stitch along this edge. Now if you want full instructions on how to build this little beginner's zipper pouch, there's going to be a link below your YouTube screen in the description section. Now here are some other zipper pouches. The zippers are put in exactly the same way that you would do this one. Then after the zipper is put in, then you fold the fabric in different ways to get the zipper to be placed anywhere else on the little bag. For instance, this is a little pencil case with elastic on it that goes over a book. And then this one is just a little storage case. This is only about 1.25 inches down from the folded edge. I will have links to these also down below your YouTube screen. For those of you who already have a lot of experience putting zippers in, have you ever tried putting in a lace zipper? And these are so pretty. So here's an example of a bag with the lace on it. Here's a cosmetic bag with lace on it too. Now it's kind of done in the reverse. So I'm going to also have a link to how to put a lace zipper into a bag down below your YouTube screen. This is a pattern I bought a few years ago in which it has two different versions of a cape type poncho. What a cape is it's just a giant circle with a hole up at the, or in the center, and you put it over your head. These capes have, I believe, some type of zipper front down the center. One of the things that I have a problem with in capes or ponchos is there's no sleeve in it. Well, it's not supposed to have a sleeve. So I like to add this additional seam to where it still looks like what it's supposed to look like, but it does have a sleeve in it. The reason why I like to put a sleeve, it's kind of a fake sleeve, is because if it's a windy day, these things just blow all over the place. So that's why I like to put a little sleeve. Keeps it together so it's not sliding around. So if you put a cape on, and you can do this on even a cape you've purchased or a poncho you've purchased. So here, the little blue lines are me in my inside of my cape. So what you want to do is put it on and have someone help you with this step, help you mark. So you want to give a lot of space in here for your arms, so it's just real easy to put your arms in. You also don't want to do a seam that goes up too close to your body. You want it loose. You want it very comfortable. So once they've pinned it for you and do it equal on both sides, then you're going to keep it folded, pin the two sides together. Use matching thread. And then you're just going to sew a straight line. Now on this cape, it adds a little bit of a flare by coming down a little bit, but by coming up towards the armhole. Again, don't make it too tight. And back stitch at both ends. And again, make sure you use matching thread. Now here's a drawing of a poncho. I have a lot of ponchos. I have a drawer full of sweater ponchos. Plus, I have a lot of ponchos just hanging up in my closet, and I love making them because they're so easy. But if you've bought one and you wish that it did have a little armhole, here's how you would do it. The same way, put it on, have someone help you, figure out how big you want your armhole. It could be 10 inches down from the shoulder or whatever it is. You want to put it on, have somebody mark it for you. And I usually like to go in anywhere from 1 inch to 3 or 4 inches in. If this is a really big poncho and you're a really small person, you might want to go in 4 inches. And then again, use matching thread and stitch along the side. When I get down here, I like to leave a 5 to 7 inch opening from the very bottom here. And again, backstitch. Now here's a poncho that I have made, and I did the sides just like I showed you in that previous diagram. So here it is, here's the front and the back, and then I have my stitch line right here. And just, you can use chalk if you want to draw your line. Chalk can be easily wiped away with a slightly damp cloth. It'll take the chalk off. And there again, I left this little slit. So you can see I've left about a 4 inch opening there for the little slit. If you're interested in making this beginner's poncho, there will be a link below your YouTube screen in the description section. Here is a poncho that I purchased, but it was really long for me. I'm only 5'1", and this was like for someone about 5'6". So I needed to alter it. Now, I didn't have to buy it, but I really liked this beautiful embroidered design on here. It's so pretty. And if I had cut some of it off at the bottom, that meant I would have cut off some of this, and I didn't want to do it. So to alter this poncho, I cut it off at the shoulder. So then, of course, I had to put a seam in here to put it back together. So you can do that too when you're altering something. And then on this one, the sides on this are finished edges and then brought together and stitched together. Now here is another poncho I purchased, but again, it's way too long for me. So if I cut it off at the bottom, I'm going to lose this fringe. So I would do the same thing that I did with the previous one. I would cut off at the top. Also, there's no armholes, there's no side seam in this. So if I wanted to put a side seam in this, which I intend on doing, I would turn it to where I would bring front sides, the prettier side of this, together along each side, determine how big I would want my armhole. And let's say my armhole is going to start here on up. I would then stitch close to these edges right here all the way down. Maybe do a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch wide seam. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and that you learned something new. Now don't forget to check out those links I talked about in the description section. So scroll down till you see the word more. Click on that word and it will expand open and you will see all of the links appearing that will give you other tutorials you can click on to get more information about doing some of these projects. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and make sure you check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time and happy sewing. If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl, this is Manny, and this is Scotty. See you next time.